Mm-mm-mm. Welcome, welcome. This is the Maturity Project. I'm your host, Chad of Broshears, or Sir Chad of Broshears to some. If you know, you know. And today I just wanted to talk about really it's breaking patterns. Break free, man. You know, it's that song by Queen. I love it. You know, it kind of just stands out there. God, I want to break free. Now, that song is more about relationships, but I'm more referring to in general, just breaking free. You know, what do you not like about yesterday? What do you not like about your current circumstances and who you are? It's first off, let's look at your current circumstances. What do you not like about it? What is it? It's just laugh, fuck this, man. I don't care for this, or I don't like that, or I wish this would stop happening. Where people go, in my opinion, where people go wrong, or they start doing what I would consider to be more of a feral approach to correcting or changing their life. Feral being that it's not guided or directed by anything that has organization necessary to be successful within a limited amount of time or a specific amount of time, but you do figure things out, you feel it out as you kind of survive in the wild of it. So you can have success with that. Hell, I've done this a lot in my life, but then I've learned how to start finding people to help support my process, to help support the growth that I'm after. So breaking free, first off, you got to know where the hell you're stuck. Because, I mean, what the hell does it mean to break free? Breaking free means breaking out of being stuck. So if you don't like something, well, hell, here's the radar. First off, you have to be aware of something, right? Well, you got to be aware of something you don't like. Even if you're not certain of exactly how to put your finger on it, get familiar. It's like, what do I need to do? Give you 3 easy steps of breaking free? Fantastic, I'll do that. 3 easy steps of breaking free. First off, let's identify that you're not happy someplace. You just don't, or you're not satisfied someplace. You're feeling frustrated, stuck in the muck, just aggravated. Something that's got you, and you don't feel liberated. You don't feel like you're living into your the best form of who you are or who you plan to be. It feels like this is the sticky part that slows you down, the molasses of life, whatever that is, right? We got to get that identified. I am not pleased here. Good. Radar. Got it. Landed on it. That radar, now you've got opportunities that show up. You have an awareness that something is not where you want it to be. First easy step. Second easy step. Let's talk about what the hell that is. What is it? What is it that you just realized? Because we got work to do on this thing. What is it you realized? Okay, well, let's say you're not happy in your finance. Cool. All right, we got an idea about what it is. All right, now, what do you know about making money? Earning and making. Do you have a distinction between the two? Earning is when you clock in. You got a time frame. You sign to a contract. You've got something that's agreed upon money that's exchanging your labor, time, or resources for. Well, let's say the resources minus the investment concepts, but making money is different. Making money is where you're not there yourself. If you've got money invested in the stock market, you have a resource tied up with that, but it has the ability to make money and you can go and do something else. Now, nearly no one is ready to make money. Nearly everyone in total populations are ready to earn money. Okay, that's a distinction we need to have. And also, you need to have something investment worthy, amount of money or skill or something, if you want to get to the make money category. But for now, let's focus on the earning money. What do you know about earning money? Because finance is going to be the problem, right? That's what that I decided to go with here. So what's the challenge? You have the limited amount of money that you have whenever it comes to your earning potential. It's whatever it is. There's a dollar amount associated with your skills that people are willing to pay you. Okay. Now, we're not done. That's just on the earning side of things. Now we got to look at your spending habits. What is it? Why are you spending money the way that you spend it? Yeah, we got a dipshit in office right now that's absolutely ruining the country based off its policies. All right, well, we can't do much about that right now. You do what you can, but that's it. You're kind of stuck there. Guess what? That stressor that's outside of your immediate control gives you the opportunity to adapt to the challenge, and therefore you gain new skill set because you continue to adapt to the challenge. 3 different models of conflict: avoidance, survival, and thriving. If you avoid the economic issues and you're not trying to get ahead, you're not trying to at least survive, then you are falling behind and you're going to rely on somebody else to take care of you. If you're in the survival mindset, you may have to borrow from people, which does have a dependency value, but you're surviving and you're no longer waiting for somebody to take care of it. Avoidance is waiting for somebody to take care of it. No, hopefully, or it just goes away, the monster under the bed. Can't look under there, no way. I'll just outgrow this with the years of my life, worried about the monster under the bed, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I can't look under there, it's too scary. I'm going to avoid that. Sticks around the same as the monster under the bed. You're just hoping that the years will go by and you'll outgrow the challenge. That's what happens when you get into the avoidance model of conflict. Avoid, avoid, avoid. Stay away from this. Avoid toxic people. Blah, 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 blah. Get rid of your abilities and defenses to be able to handle people that have challenges in your life. Avoid, avoid, avoid. Stay away from it. Positive vibes only. That kind of bullshit. Yeah, that's the avoidance model. Now, survival model is, I'm going to take this shit on. You know what? I got to do something to survive here. I got to make my bills. I can sell something. I can borrow money from somebody. I could go off and do extra things. I can work more. I can try to do a little side job. Whatever the concept of hustling can bring into it. But that's surviving. And then you got the Thrive model. And the Thrive model goes, I don't like where I'm at. Something happened to get me here. It's not this event. This is not the challenge. The challenge is bringing it to my awareness. The issue is my skill sets that got me here. And those skill sets come with, what are your spending habits? What are your earning habits? And what are your commitment habits? If you get those things down, man, you're going to be in a better spot. Because then you can say, well, I overcommit because of my ambition. So I want to invest in the future, so I overcommit. There's not a problem with that. You may not understand the total responsibility and the commitment for investment. If you think it's money, well, you know what? That money's tied to something else. You start looking at the skills you have and what you need to have in a Thrive model. And from that, you have all of the opportunity in the world to make yourself that next level of who you will become. The phoenix will rise from the ashes in the Thrive model. The Survive model is, hey, the phoenix doesn't quite burn up, but it's on fire. And the avoidance, I didn't know there was a phoenix. You pick it, man. But I'll tell you right now, Thrive is hard, but it is worth it all because it changes you to better deal with your environment and your goals associated with that environment. You're getting better. So when you're dealing with taking on challenges and you want to change your life, first off, let's work on the model that you function in. If you work in the avoidance model, you damn sure better start looking at the survival model. You got to move up the ladder. If you're already in the survival model, guess what? Time to look at the Thrive. It is not the event that's the problem. The event happened and it will happen again and again and again. Different variables, you may not associate it with, this is the same thing I just went through. Sometimes you'll say that, but you won't notice all of the other events you go through that are similar. It's harder to see that because the variables are different. You convince yourself that it's a different situation, different circumstance. And it can be arguably so. But it's really the skills that got you there. Who are you as a person? What do you have to develop you into making you that much better? How do you focus, man? You turn your behaviors into a study. Because that's what I do when it comes to that Thrive model. That's all I want to be in, is the Thrive model. Yeah, I got a lot of reasons to survive, and I got a lot of reasons to shove me into that category. But I'm never going to be in that category by itself again, ever. The Thrive model is addictive. You will become the better person, and better based off of what you want to be, not other people's views of you. What you want to be. Other people agree with you, sure, But that's not the person that needs to have the statement. That's not the person with the conviction. You have to have the conviction. Other people will just affirm the behavior, affirm the outcome, whatever that affirmation is. That's it. This is on you. So you choose the Thrive model. You say, shit, this is a tough spot, man. I am so fucking tired of being here. This isn't the problem. It's how I got myself here. That's the thing I need to focus on. And that's where you put your focus. That's where you get your growth. What can I do to get better? So we've got the awareness. It's on the radar. There's number one. You want 3 easy steps? Here it is. 3 easy steps. First one is, again, be aware of where you are. That's the radar. What's the problem? What are you noticing? What can you work on? Right there. Bam. It's actually, I'm not sorry. It's not what you can work on. It's putting it on the map so that you know that it's something you can work on. You got to identify it first. Don't just start winging it. Don't start swinging those haymakers and not realize that you're actually blindfolded and throwing punches in an empty room. No. Put it on the radar so at least you got an idea of what the hell is going on. Sure, you start swinging it, but you're going to burn up resources going after the swings. Or you can calculate. First off, know what's going on. Put it on the radar. I'm not very pleased in this part of my life. For what reason? I don't know yet, but I'm going to figure it out. That's the radar. That's why you got it there. Once you got a blip on it, now you can put some focus into it and be like, okay, I got to define this thing. I got to figure out exactly what it is about this thing that's bothering me. What is it that is draining my satisfaction in life? Not happiness. God, please break yourself of the idea that happiness is the only model of existence, because if you don't break that, man, you're going to have a rough fucking life. You sit back, I'm happy. It's called opium. Actually, no, the reference is copium. That's a newer one. It is an internet-based, but it's copium, man. You're coping. You're coping your way like opium, man. You're just like, yeah, it's going to be fine. I'm good. Most of the time you're not. But you're denying yourself the reality of it. Because if you're too hooked on happy, or you're too hooked on happiness as the only model of being, oh man, you're in for a rough one. You can have happiness, absolutely. I have it too. But I also embrace the sorrow, the sadness. I embrace it all because, God damn it, that is my radar. It's helping me understand what work I got to do. Yeah, granted, I'm 44 years old, right? Now, here's the things about the way life works. In your 20s, you're going to be like, you're starting to practice what it's like to be outside of the family and the household. You got adult responsibilities you're taking on. You don't really know much about what's going to happen in life as much as you do about just the fact that you get the liberation of not having your parents make all the decisions for you. And then you got to practice things, and you got to make your mistakes so you can make it, improve upon those things. Then in your 30s, you're like, I got a pretty good idea about what I want to do. I'm going to spend this time doing this thing. And then in your 40s, built off of your 20s and 30s, is where you're like, okay, either I reinvent myself here, or I go ahead and I really get into this thing and fine tune that thing that I spent my 20s and 30s developing. And now I'm going to reap the reward of that hard work and those lessons. So you put it on the radar, you identify what the problems are, what those things are as far as the identity of the crisis or challenge, and then the third is you look at how the hell you got there in the first place. Look for the skill sets that got you there. Are you too much of a pushover? Do you not speak up when you should speak up? Do you speak up when you shouldn't? Do you think things through when it comes to specific levels of importance, or do you do knee-jerk reaction? Do you think too much when it comes to important things, and knee-jerk reactions are needed? Like, you have to look at the model that you've been behaving within, and what are your skill sets and associated with that, and you will change your life, because you'll get the pieces to change your life. You stay open to opportunity. How many times have you sat back and heard like somebody made some amazing overnight accomplishment? I can tell you right now, so few people truly make overnight accomplishments. It's sexier. It gets more attention. It puts a fucking superhero cape on an event. You don't know that person's been building that up for 10 years. Especially if they don't tell you, because if they tell you it's an overnight success, it's more likely to get marketability over hard work. Oh, it's an overnight success. Oh my God, that's awesome. I want one too. I want to be able to do minimal effort and get all of my life's desires. I'm going to pay attention to this event wearing a superhero cape. I mean by the superhero cape in an event that it's this extraordinary thing that's just, wow, that's real amazing stuff. Yeah, mostly you have very few overnight sensations and successes. Very few. It's people work their ass off. But in the marketing side, make it seem unique, make it seem obtainable in its own way. Overnight success doesn't mean you need 10 years of grinding through the challenges of life and all of the challenges that oppose your success. And every single time you have decided to stand up and keep moving when the people around you sat down and relaxed. Whenever people like, hey, do you want to go to the bar tonight and have a good time? And you said no. You said, I'm going to go home and I'm going to read, or I'm going to study, or I'm going to get a good night's sleep, and I'm going to get started again tomorrow because my dreams don't have days off. My dreams have only one occupation, and that is to move forward. Now, I've realized something recently, and this is something that I love to share because, look, I procrastinate. And I procrastinate all the fucking time. But you see, most people think procrastination is the reduction or lack of effort to get something that you need done. Well, I do have something that I need, and that's vacations and time off. I need that. But you know what I'm procrastinating? Is vacations and time off. 7 days a week, I'm working on me. 7 days a week, I'm working on my company and my business. 7 days a week, I'm working on this, the maturity project. 7 days a week, all day long, every day. I dream about it. I wake up. I look into new ways of trying to approach this. I look at what I have been doing and continuing to invest in those efforts. And I want to make the difference because, by God, if I don't do this, I find misery. And I don't care for misery in my elective or election. I don't want misery. But if I choose not to pursue my purpose, my spirituality in this life, which is my purpose, is this. By the way, if you're not familiar with that, spirituality in the 8 areas of maturity is purpose. But it's easier to communicate as spirituality for most people because it takes that esoteric bullshit idea of purpose out. And it uses something as a framing tool to help get you to what purpose actually is and who you can identify having purpose. More so than the guy that says he's an overnight success. Or the girl. Most of the time it's a guy. Point is, the grind is not sexy. Also, the grind is not the physical movement or the picking up the phone to make a call, to go through the psychological, emotional rejection stress values. That's not the grind by itself. It's what you recognize within yourself that isn't quite where it needs to be for you to realize your goals. It's an introspection of your own skill sets that help you become better, help you become closer to your goal, work your way there. That's what it is. So if you want to change your life, 3 easy steps, guess what? Those steps aren't so fucking easy because it's not an overnight sensation. And you got to face the dark sides of yourself and the frustrating sides that, God, you wish you could lock up into a closet and never see the light of day again. But those things that you want to put away and never address is the anchors holding you back. You're better off to take the thing you don't want to address, the thing you want to hide in there and put away and never see the light of day again, your Pandora's box. You're better to take that thing out and look at what it took for you to get to the moment that you made up your mind you didn't want to face that thing again. What was your skill sets that got you there? Who were you at the time you got there? That's what you want to look into. That will set you free. But you got to make the choice to do it. No one else will do this for you. No one else can do this for you. If you take this on, this is the attribute or the attributes. These are the attributes that people that are highly successful look for when they do mentor someone. They want to know they're not going to waste their time mentoring somebody when they're already busy. But I'll tell you this, people that are highly successful love parting that information off to somebody else to see it work for other people. They love it. There are very few people that don't like to do that. It is a built-in genetic thing that we have. You just don't want to do it with somebody that's going to waste your time. Somebody who's going to squander the resources that you're giving them to be successful. They don't want to help that person because that person sucks the fucking life out of them. So if you're not ready for that mentor, do not go in that office and ask for mentorship. Don't approach that person yet. But you could tell them, I want you to mentor me, but I am not ready for you, but I'm working on it. You will change your life. Now, what that is, I don't know. You know, also, here's something to think about. I spent, 2008 until, 2023. I worked in the fitness industry. I'm likely going to venture back in to play around for a while as well, but worked in the fitness industry. I was fixing gyms for a good part of that, a very good part of that. But I also did a lot of personal training, and I did a lot of advanced personal training. I had holistic personal training as a background, corrective exercise specialties, all kinds of things when it comes to physical fitness and physical awareness. So here's something for you, and it's to help you with this as a whole. Most are not aware about this, but if you're a technician in this, or if you're an advanced practitioner in this, this will make perfect sense. But people that aren't, it'll start to make sense. So we'll take a world-class golfer, and that golfer is now starting to see a strength and conditioning coach specific for the expert level of golf. This is incredibly expected, and the people that are experiencing it know this. As soon as you start correcting any imbalances in that golfer to maximize their abilities, you make their game worse at first. You do these corrections when they're not in season, when they don't have something heavy on the line. So you get them started as soon as the season is over. Immediately after the season's over, you get them started as soon as possible, because you're about to mess up their game. You're screwing it up because you're calibrating muscle groups that you're correcting muscle groups that are already calibrated. And those muscle groupings, with their imbalances and imperfections or their movement pattern deviations, they have become attuned at being good at what they do. They have improved their abilities significantly off of the current state of the body. And as soon as you start bringing more balance into their body, it offsets their fine tuning. It throws it off. Their game gets worse, and then it gets better. And I tell you about that because it's the same for you. When you take stuff on where you already have degrees of proficiencies and success, it is not unheard of for that to get a little strained or stressed or harder to do because of you reallocating your strength somewhere else, especially if it's on the grouping specific that's causing the problems. It can easily make it harder initially because you're going to want to go back to the default thing that you're used to. The strength and the way you think will be where you want to default back to, whatever you realize it's not easy. And you got to stick through it. You keep going. You kick your own ass and you keep going. That will move you the right direction. So, you want those easy steps? I gave you the easy steps. The hard part is doing the work. The easy part's recognizing, hey, I got something going on here. The easy part's going, hey, I not only know there's something going on here, I know what it is. There it is, right there. Those are all easy steps. The hard step is putting the fucking work in and facing the stuff. So if you want to be able to take it to that next level and do it, follow me on this channel. Subscribe to it. Like this video. Help me with the algorithm of it. Share this video with the person in your life you want to break the ice with. Follow this. I am preparing documents and things like training material for the people that are subscribed to the channel that give me their email address. I can send it to them. Now, I'm going to be setting up a foundation process that helps you with the 8 areas of maturity and what to start doing on a fundamental level so that you can make some changes in your life. First comes awareness. Then comes the definition of what you become aware of, the distinctions specific to it. And then it's work on the skills that got you there. It is not the event that needs the work. The event is telling you that your skills got you there. Then what do you do with it? By the way, when you take on challenges with grace, you are a badass and you can function. But this is a thing. Grace takes effort. Oh, now that's what I've got for now. Follow the channel. We can work on this. You want to find your grace in being in dealing with stress and frustrations? Follow me, man. I'll get you grace. I'll get you there. I've worked through it myself. I'm going to continue to demonstrate that. I walk this life. I don't talk this shit. I walk it. You know, I'm talking it, obviously, but I'm going to walk every second of it. Every little inch of this, I'm walking it. So follow, join me for this. Walk it with me. We're going to get there. All right. Till next time, guys, gals, and the whole shebang. We'll catch you on the next one. Again, remember, like this channel, subscribe to it, share it. The path to hell is paved with good intentions. Let's not make a super highway there. So that means they need to get work on ourselves. We're being asked to go out into the world and do stuff and to fix things. You got to work on yourself before you go out and create more chaos. All right. Until next time. Let's go. Let's get this together.